Yo, what is up guys? This is Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall channel, your source for on point and no hype reviews. We are back yet again, everybody. We are back with another fragrance review today. And this fragrance right here, guys, is the latest coming out from Initio Parfums. And just like you guys, I was pretty excited the moment I found out about this fragrance. Thank you for the tips, the people that have tipped me on this fragrance, guys. I cannot wait to give you guys a no hype breakdown of this fragrance. Now, before I continue, I want to let y'all know that we finally hit 13,000 subscribers, guys. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for actually supporting my channel over the months and years, guys. If you haven't done so, all you gotta do to support the channel is to hit like and subscribe. That is it, guys. But I'm pretty happy we hit 13K. Thank you so much. And the fragrance that we will be talking about today is none other than Initio Parfums Paragon. Paragon by Initio Parfums, guys. Man, I was quick on the draw to get a sample of this, guys. And what really got me excited about Paragon was that this is part of the trio of the hedonist collection of Initio, guys, okay, or basically the white bottle trio. And as far as I know, the last two that released are pretty damn amazing. Okay, so I did a video on Rehab, I did a video on Musk Therapy, and now we have Paragon right here. Now, looking at the hedonist collection, basically when I looked at the literature, it basically means that these perfumes are about harmony, relaxation, pleasure, and they do have these sublime ingredients. Okay, so without even jumping the gun, I will say this, that out of the three in the hedonist collection, this one right here is probably the most. If we're talking about the hedonist, pleasurable, harmonious feeling of the hedonist perfumes, this is probably at the top compared to the other two. Okay guys, now let's look into the concept of Initio Paragon, shall we? Now, this fragrance, Initio Paragon, is inspired by the ancient Incan ceremonies, guys, okay? The ancient Incan ceremonies. And when we look at those Incan ceremonies, we look at incense, we look at the use of sage in these ceremonies. Some heavenly smells would be circulating around with these ceremonies as they were done by an Incan shaman, for example. And so that is what this fragrance is truly based on. It's a slight departure from fragrances like Rehab and Musk Therapy, which are, in my opinion, more mainstream friendly. And this one is more on, you could say, the ethereal side, the artistic side, because now this one uses Incan ceremonies as the backdrop for the actual fragrance. Now, I'm sure hearing all of that, you guys are highly curious at this point. Guys, let's go spray this thing right now. Ooh, this is amazing. Ooh, I love this smell right here. So right here in the intro, guys, you are gonna get three opening notes. You are going to get lavender, white sage, as well as bergamot. Now, typical Initio style right here that you're gonna get on the intro is that it's gonna be an impact intro. But the difference, like I said, is that this is now inspired by the heavenly smells of the Incan ceremonies. So definitely in this intro, the number one note is going to be lavender. So lavender is that heavenly, uplifting vibe that you get when you spray a lavender perfume. You're gonna get heap loads of lavender right here, and it starts off, like I said, that heavenly feel. And then you are going to get white sage, which is basically same thing. It's a mood enhancer. It is used for relaxation in various aromatherapy products, and it also adds a green component, if you will, right here in the intro. So there's this relaxing white sage green component, uplifting lavender. So you can just imagine why I'm going like, ooh, wow, you know, it feels like aromatherapy, no doubt, because you are getting these uplifting wafts of the lavender and sage. And then finally you have bergamot, which is a sparkling bergamot. I think that the bergamot is added here for impact because it's not just the whiffs of the lavender sage, but there is a sparkling bergamot component just to give you guys that initial feel of an impact intro right here. But it's definitely impactful Again, the difference though is that this one right here is based on those Incan ceremonies. So it's more of an aromatherapy, relaxing, mood enhancing type of lavender sage intro with just the right amount of bergamot. Now let me tell you guys, one thing that's interesting about Paragon is the actual note breakdown, guys. And if you're looking at it on paper, I'm sure you guys are wondering, how do these notes really come together? Because you have plum, you have Palo Santo, you have oud even in the end. And so that is why I'm trying to explain to you guys how it transitions. So again, it's a heavenly, heavenly concoction right here that is reminiscent of those Incan ceremonies. And then right here in the mid, I would say that this happens within an hour of the fragrance, the Palo Santo wood does come in right here. And what is Palo Santo wood? This is a special type of wood with minty cooling characteristics that is also used as a mood enhancer. Okay, incense sticks, there are Palo Santo incense sticks, and it does give off a minty vibe for sure. Okay, so there is a cooling vibe. For those that have judged this fragrance as having a cooling vibe, no doubt, definitely this fragrance has it right here. There is a subtle minty and sweet vibe given off by this Palo Santo wood. And at the time that the Palo Santo wood comes in, the lavender sage actually does not back off. So it doesn't go straight into just Palo Santo. You're getting a real nice aromatherapy combo, like I said, of your lavender sage and Palo Santo. So really in the end, I would describe this as kind of like a bubble gum, like minty sweet smell, guys. Uplifting and cooling. That's how I would describe this. There's definitely a bubble gum sweet type smell with the combination, the convergence of all these notes, lavender, sage, and Palo Santo. By this point, an hour in, the bergamot is out. Okay, the bergamot only comes in for impact in the beginning, but you are gonna get the lovely heavenly wafts as well as that Palo Santo wood. Okay guys, so that is basically the combination that you will get into the mid. Now this fragrance right here, an hour in or maybe even 2 hours in my opinion, matches the concept pretty damn well, guys. Again, this is based on those Incan ceremonies, those uplifting whiffs of maybe incense and sage and other things. Well, basically that's what it is right here. And it feels like, again, having a diffuser machine around you, basically diffusing the wonderful oils of lavender, sage, as well as maybe Palo Santo incense that's around you right here. But it is in perfume format and you're bringing it along, guys. And when we're looking into the compliment factor, I think that you will get compliments based on this fragrance, but not the same. It's not going to be the same as your experience with rehab and musk therapy, which is basically more mainstream in my opinion. A lot of people will compliment you on those fragrances because it does, or they do have the mainstream appeal. But right here with Paragon, it's a little bit different. I think people will compliment you specifically because they are going to feel that mood relaxing, mood enhancing vibe from the lavender whiffs, the sage, as well as that Palo Santo right there. I think that's why they're gonna compliment you. It's gonna be specific to the fragrance rather than, you know, what they feel as mainstream appealing fragrances. Now, about an hour and a half in, one thing you'll notice regarding the woody side of Paragon is that it will get a bit creamier, guys, okay? And that's gonna stand all throughout until the end of the fragrance, because in my opinion, right here, an hour and a half in is where sandalwood does come in. And sandalwood is a base note, no doubt, but I do feel the creaminess really come in within an hour and a half. And so I really like that shift from the Palo Santo wood, again with that minty vibe, changing into a creamier, you know, more bodied sandalwood that comes in. And if you like sandalwood as a relaxing note, you're gonna get it right here in the mid. And of course, right after that is when finally that plum note comes in. Okay, so the plum note comes with the sandalwood, guys, and this is when maybe part of the heavenly whiffs kind of back off. Again, an hour and a half to 2 is when it's gonna be a sandalwood plum combo. Now, I'm sure you guys are pretty interested with the plum right here, plum being one of the most famous, most well-liked fragrance notes right now in Fragcom, guys. Now, let me tell you that the plum right here is a sweet, warming plum. It is not a fade to black blanket of plum. It is not a curve note. It doesn't go with amber or anything like that. It goes with the sandalwood, guys. So it's kind of like a warming, sweet, non-dominant plum that is well blended with the creamy sandalwood, guys. So right here in the mid, I would say that this fragrance develops a woody feel because of that sandalwood with that creaminess, and then the plum is just a sweetener. It's a sweetener plum that goes right here with the sandalwood. Very, very smooth, very, very likable, but it's not gonna be that dark plum combined with maybe amber that you guys have experienced with other fragrances. Now, this goes on for another 4 hours, guys, okay? So if you've heard any feedback about this fragrance being weak, no, I do not think so, guys. I mean, the heavenly part already lasts like 2 hours, and then the creamy sandalwood plum part lasts another 4, so that's already 6. So right there, this is not a weak fragrance, a short-lived fragrance. It actually lasts pretty long with that nice plum and sandalwood combo. Now, I know the question you have in mind, the next question is, where is the oud, right? And the oud actually appears probably over like 4 hours, probably on the 5th and 6th mark. And the oud right here, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, this is Thai oud. It's a sweet oud wood that is neither animalic or skanky or barnyard, and it is well blended here with the sandalwood, guys. So there's some continuity, I'd say. It's not like an out of nowhere oud that, you know, nothing was sweet before it. Again, you are getting plum as the sweetener in the mid. You are getting sandalwood as the woody nuance right here in the mid. So right here on the dry down, the Thai oud, that sweet oud wood does make sense as it comes in to really finish the dry down part of this fragrance. So total longevity on this fragrance is 9 to 10 hours with that initial strong heavenly sillage aromatherapy around you guys, which will last a good 4, 5, 6 hours of strong sillage, guys. And then I would say it really does get kind of lingering when it gets to that sandalwood plum stage. And of course, the oud stage with that dry down is really a lot weaker, I think, than the strong sillage intro part. So I would say 9 hours is really the longevity that I got with this fragrance. It's not a 1 hour scent as some people report. There are going to be some really good stages to this right here. And speaking of that sillage, this fragrance is perfect for those that love having a scent trail, okay? If you are one of those people that love having a scent trail as you are walking, you are carrying with you this lovely heavenly scent trail, this is it right here, guys, okay? As you are walking, definitely that scent trail of the heavenly whiffs will definitely captivate people around you right here, guys, okay? So real good sillage right here, nice longevity on this fragrance, and I really like this fragrance being worn outdoors, okay? Outdoors is where I like this fragrance the most. I think because of that scent trail capability when you're outdoors and there's wind and it's affecting this wonderful vibe. I don't know about you guys, but you know, I feel a lot better when I get fresh air. Whenever I walk outside and I get fresh air, that is when I feel really, really good. Even when I'm working in the hospital, I actually walk outside to get fresh air right in the middle. And I would say that this fragrance just adds to that. So if you're like me and you like getting fresh air outside, plus this fragrance, oh, it will definitely give you guys a wonderful, relaxing vibe. And I think out of the three, interestingly, guys, right? If you look at the names of the three, you have Rehab and Musk Therapy, right? I believe that out of the three, this one is the real therapy. This one is the real aromatherapy out of the three. I don't know why they named it Paragon, but to me, out of the three, this is the real deal aromatherapy, hedonist style fragrance from this collection right here. Now, does that mean that this fragrance is blind buy worthy? Hell no, this is not blind buy worthy, because unlike Musk Therapy and Rehab, which in my opinion have a lot of mainstream, well-loved, easy to understand notes and the breakdown, in my opinion, this one right here is something that you have to try first. And again, you have to try it over and over because maybe your mindset is going to be, you know, with rehab or with musk therapy, that you're expecting another mainstream lovable fragrance. You're not gonna get it right here. I think that it's for the wearer, but with that scent trail, it will affect people around you, but it's just not gonna be like that sexy rehab, in my opinion. It's not gonna be like that at all, guys. And I have a full bottle of rehab for that reason, that rehab is sexy, but this one right here is for those relaxing moments. Like I said, this is hedonist in a bottle. I think after a couple wears, or maybe 3-4 wears, you might grow to love this fragrance right here. And that's pretty evident when I looked at the initial reports about this fragrance. The initial reports on this fragrance were pretty negative, and that's pretty much because people were referring, or maybe they were thinking of rehab or musk therapy, and maybe they thought this was another one, but it's not really. And so that maybe came in as a shock. But if you look at recent reports or reviews about this fragrance, people actually love it. People actually love it because it is definitely a hedonist perfume, no doubt, and it will give you such a good aromatherapy mood throughout the fragrance, which, like I said, it's 9 hours. And also, I do think that this fragrance is unisex, guys, okay? This is a unisex fragrance. It can be enjoyed by both guys and gals or anybody in between because, again, the focus is more on the aromatherapy side. And when you look at sandalwood, which, you know, everybody really loves sandalwood, creamy sandalwood and plum, these are notes that can be enjoyed by both guys and gals. So this is 100% a unisex fragrance. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this fragrance is pretty pricey at $350 for 100 ml. So my suggestion is get the 10 ml first that is on their website for, I believe, $75, or just get a sample to begin with. I believe this is also part of the hedonist sample set, guys. So try it out first. Again, see if you love it, but definitely try it first. Don't just blind buy, because this, in my opinion, is yet another specialized fragrance that has some mainstream appeal, but not the same as the others that came before it. All right, so that is it. That is my review of Initio Parfums Paragon. Again, thank you so much for 13,000 subscribers, guys. I hope we continue all the way up to beyond 20,000. I can't wait till that day. But thank you so much for your support, guys. And again, if you haven't done so, please do not forget to like and subscribe. If you have any comments or thoughts about this fragrance, write it down below. Again, there are no right or wrong answers. This is simply my review on this fragrance right here. So until then, guys, have a great day. I'll see you guys on the next video. God bless. Peace.